do you believe in grassroots, affordable community theater?
Yeah.
Excellent, we do too. Richard III. He is one of Shakespeare's most misunderstood villains. Is he all bad? Find out tonight. Right. Enjoy the show.
That foul bunchback toad.
Fouler than heart can think thee.
And the women cried, heavens be blessed! He is born with teeth!
And not you are damned bloodsuckers!
Bloody wretch, deadly boar.
Bloody thou art, bloody will be thy end.
Shame serves thy life!
Bloody will be thy end.
Bloody
thou art,
bloody will be thy end!
Bloody thou art!
Now is the winter of our discontent made glorious summer by this son of York, and all the clouds that lowered upon our house in the deep bosom of the ocean buried. Now are our brows bound with victorious wreaths, our bruised arms hung up for monuments, our stern alarms changed to merry meetings, our dreadful marches to delightful measures. Grim-visaged war hath smoothed his wrinkled front. And now, instead of mounting barbed steeds to fright the souls of fearful adversaries, he capers nimbly in a lady's chamber to the lascivious pleasing of a lute. But I, that am not shaped for sportive tricks, nor made to court an amorous looking glass, I that am rudely stamped and want love's majesty to strut before a wanton ambling nymph. I that am curtailed of this fair proportion, cheated of feature by dissembling nature, deformed, unfinished, sent before my time into this breathing world scarce half made up, and that so lamely and unfashionable that dogs bark at me as I halt by them. My eye, in this weak piping time of peace, have no delight to pass away the time, unless to spy my shadow in the sun and descant on mine own deformity. Therefore, since I cannot prove a lover to entertain these farewell-spoken days, I am determined to prove a villain, and hate the idle pleasures of these days. Plots have I laid, inductions dangerous, my drunken prophecies, libels, and dreams to set my brother Clarence and the king in deadly hate, the one against the other. And if King Edward be as true and just as I am subtle, false, and treacherous, this day should Clarence closely be mewed up. Dive thoughts down to my soul. Here Clarence comes. Brother, good day. What means this armed guard that waits upon your grace?
His Majesty, tendering my person's safety, hath appointed this conduct to convey me to the tower.
On what cause, brother, may I know?
Yea, Richard, when I know, but I object, as yet I do not.
Thus it is when men are ruled by women. 'Tis not the king that sends you to the tower, no. My Lady Grey, his wife, Clarence, 'tis she that tempers him to this extremity. Was it not she that sent Lord Hastings to the tower, from which this present day he is delivered? We are not safe, Clarence, we are not safe.
By heaven, I fear there's no man is safe but the Queen's kindred.
Humbly complaining to her deity, got my Lord Chamberlain his liberty.
I beseech your graces both to pardon me. His Majesty has straitly given in charge that no man shall have private conference, of what degree soever, with your brother.
Even so. Please your worship, Brackenbury, you may partake of anything we say. We speak no treason, man. We say that the king is wise and virtuous, and his noble queen, well struck in years, and fair, and not jealous, and that the queen's kindred should be made gentlefolk. What say you, man? Can you deny all this?
I do beseech your grace to pardon me, and withal forbear your conference with the noble duke.
We know thy charge, Brackenbury, and will obey.
Yes, we are the queen's abjects and must obey. Brother, farewell. I'll unto the king, and whatsoe'er you will employ me in, I'll perform it to enfranchise you.
Farewell.
Go. Tread the path that thou shalt ne'er return. Oh, simple, plain Clarence, I do love thee so that I will shortly send thy soul to heaven. If heaven will take the present at our hands. But who comes here? The new delivered Hastings.
Good time of day unto my gracious lord.
The same unto my good Lord Chamberlain. Well are you welcome to the open air. How hath your lordship brooked imprisonment?
With patience, noble lord, as prisoners must.
What news abroad?
No news so bad abroad as this at home. The king is sickly, weak, and melancholy, and his physicians fear him mightily.
Now by Saint Paul, that news is bad indeed. Wherein he is he in his bed?
He is.
Go you before, I will follow. He cannot live, I hope. He must not die. Till George be packed with post-horse up to heaven, I'll in, to urge his hatred more to Clarence with lies well sealed with weighty arguments. And if I fail not in my deep intent, Clarence hath not another day to live. What's done, God take King Edward to his mercy, and leave the world for me to bustle in. For then I'll marry Warwick's youngest daughter. What though I killed her husband and her father? The readiest way to make the wench amends is to become her husband and her father. But yet I run before my horse to market. Clarence still breathes, Edward still lives and reigns. When they are gone, then must I count my gains.
Poor key cold figure of a holy king, thou bloodless remnant of that royal blood. Be it lawful that I invocate thy ghost to hear the lamentations of poor Anne, wife to thy Edward, to thy slaughtered son, stabbed by the selfsame hand that made these wounds. Oh, cursed be the hand that made these holes. Cursed the heart that had the heart to do it. Cursed the blood that let this blood from hence. If ever he have a wife, let her be made more miserable by the life of him than I am made by my young lord and thee.
Stay!
Avaunt, thou dreadful minister of hell. Thou hast but power over his mortal body, his soul thou canst not have, therefore be gone.
Sweet saint, for charity, be not so cursed.
Foul devil, for God's sake hence, and trouble us not, for thou hast made the happy earth thy hell. Behold this pattern of thy butcheries. O gentlemen, see, See, dead Henry's wounds open their congealed mouths and bleed afresh. Blush, thou lump of foul deformity, for 'tis thy presence that exhales this blood.
Lady, you know no rules of charity, which renders good for bad, blessings for curses.
Villain, thou knowest not law of God nor man.
Vouchsafe divine perfection of a woman of these supposed crimes to give me leave by circumstance, but to acquit myself.
Vouchsafe diffused infection of a man of these known evils, but to give me leave by circumstance to accuse thy cursed self.
Fairer than tongue can name thee. Let me have some patient leisure to excuse myself.
Fouler than heart can think thee. Thou canst make no excuse current, but to hang thyself, that didst unworthy slaughter upon others.
I did not kill your husband.
Why, then he is alive.
Nay, he is dead, and slain by Edward's hands.
In thy foul throat thou liest. Didst thou not kill this king?
I grant ye, yea.
Dost grant me, hedgehog? Then God grant me too, thou mayst be damned for that wicked deed. Oh, he was gentle, mild, and virtuous.
The better for the King of Heaven that hath him.
And thou unfit for any place but hell.
Yes, one place else, if you will hear me name
Some
it.
dungeon.
Your bedchamber.
Ill rest betide the chamber where thou liest.
So will it, madam, till I lie with you.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, I know so. But, gentle Lady Anne, to leave this keen encounter of our wits is not the causer of the timeless deaths of these Plantagenets, Henry and Edward, as blameful as the executioner.
Thou wast the cause and most accursed effect.
Thy beauty was the cause of that effect. Thy beauty which did haunt me in my sleep. Why dost thou spit at me?
Would it were mortal poison for thy sake.
Never came poison from so sweet a place.
Never hung poison on a fouler toad. Out of my sight thou dost infect mine eyes.
Thine eyes, sweet lady, have infected mine.
Would they were basilisks to strike thee dead.
I would they were that I might die at once, for now they kill me with a living death. Teach not your lips such scorn, for it was made for kissing, lady, not for such contempt. Thy revengeful heart cannot forgive. Lo, here I lend thee this sharp-pointed sword, which if thou please to hide in this true breast, and let the soul forth that adoreth thee, I laid naked the deadly stroke, and humbly beg the death upon my knee. Nay, do not pause, for I did kill King Henry, but 'twas thy beauty that provoked me. Nay, now dispatch, for 'twas I that stabbed young Edward, but 'twas thy heavenly face that set me on. Take up the sword again, or take up me.
I will not be thy executioner.
Then bid me kill myself, and I will do it.
I have already.
Oh, that was in thy rage. Say it again.
I would I knew thy heart.
'Tis figured in my
I
tongue.
fear me both are false.
The never man was true. Vouchsafe to wear this ring.
To take is not to give.
Look how my ring encompasseth thy finger. Even so thy breast encloseth my poor heart. Wear both of them, for both of them are thine. Now, if it please you, leave these sad designs to him that hath most cause to be a mourner. And after I have solemnly interred this noble king, and wet his grave with my repentant tears, will I with all expedient duty see you. Bid me farewell.
'Tis more than you deserve. But since you teach me how to flatter you, imagine I have said farewell already.
Was ever woman in this humour wooed? Was ever woman in this humour won? I'll have her, but I will not keep her long. What? I, that killed her husband and his father, to take her in her heart's extremest hate. with curses in her mouth, tears in her eyes, having God, her conscience, and these bars against me, and yet to win her, all the world to nothing. I do mistake my person all this while. Upon my life she finds, although I cannot, myself to be a marvelous proper man. Shine out, fair sun, till I have bought a glass, that I may see my shadow as I pass. Well, come on.